We want to make you aware of the mistakes people make as you get into retirement, approaching retirement, and more importantly, how to avoid them. So let's go ahead and jump in with this. It is the 4th of July weekend coming up, pretty soon here, and we hear the word independence a lot of the time this year, because it is in fact Independence Day. We also hear the phrase financial independence year round. Is this the same thing as retirement? Is there a difference? And if there is a difference, how do you bridge the gap there?
I do believe there is a difference between financial independence and retirement. I know they're similar. They kind of interact a little bit together a lot, but really to me, I think financial independence is when you get to the point where you have enough income to cover your living expenses without having to be dependent upon a job or active work. It's having enough financial resources or passive income streams, and that could be your investments or rental property, maybe a business that you own, allows you to maintain that active lifestyle that you're looking for. To me, retirement, in the traditional sense, refers to that moment of time that you
Sure.
really stop working, typically reaching a certain age, some type of financial milestone where an individual is no longer able to participate in that paid employment. It can signify a life stage where one, relies on savings, pensions, and retirement. But when we think about this, Scott, and we think about financial independence and retirement, the reason that it's different is retirement can be an event. And somebody, as an example, we've talked about this in past shows, that has like health related issues, maybe
Hmm.
them or their spouse, they get in a situation where they're forced into retirement, but they may not be financially independent.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. In fact, I took a call here just this past week where, out of the blue, a lady calls up and says, "Well, I got my notice, and this was literally a week before the end of June." And she says, "Yeah, they basically said that I'm done July 1st." So they're in a situation where they have to make a decision on what they're going to do with healthcare. And like you said, if they were in a position where they were financially independent, it may not be such an urgent situation to try to figure out what they're going to do with healthcare. She's 63, her husband's 65, so I'm in the process of getting her signed up for a ACA plan, the marketplace plan, and we did the application for him and signed him up for Medicare. So yeah, when that happens, if you're not financially independent, you're going to have to figure out where's this money going to come from. And one thing I would also add to that, Nolan, is we got Troy with us today, and when you look at someone at Troy's age working to become financially independent, is there's no really age limitation on that, right? I mean, if you do really well and become financially independent, maybe cut back on work, but not necessarily retire, someone like Troy can strive to be financially independent. Someone like myself, nearing retirement age, I've got to change my thought process to look at being ready for retirement. And they are different.
they really are. I mean, we do a lot of what's called the Retirement Guys Retirement Team Action Plan. So, in a retirement team action plan, what we do is we walk through a family situation and we look at, how are they trying to overall maximize things like their taxes, their estate planning, their asset protection, their money management. And there are areas where, these two kind of overlap each other, but they're also very different. For example, Troy being, much younger, retirement probably is a way off. The desire to be financially independent is probably as quick as possible, right?
Sure.
Financial independence is that optional versus rather have to type work necessity is out there. There's a couple of key characteristics that I think are important. One is, when you're looking at building these goals and objectives, it's very important to stay out and or eliminate debt. So whether you're getting closer to retirement like Scott's age or whether you're younger like your age, getting started in life, you think about things like mortgages and cars and credit cards and all that stuff becomes available to you. But ultimately, if you get yourself buried down in debt right away, it's going to limit your ability to put money in your company sponsored retirement plan, your other financial accounts. It could slow down that progress to getting to financial independence. But debt is also an important thing. It's no different for like you, Scott, when you're getting closer to and or transitioning into retirement time. It's also important, I think, looking at the clients that we have that are financially independent, one of the key characteristics is typically not having debt. There is, definitely a difference between age and timing, as you talked about, when you look at financial independence or retirement. Retirement is that typical age. Usually we think of in the terms of 60 to 65. There's milestones that are reached along the point. As an example, if you're over the age 55, you may have the ability to retire and draw money from your 401k and not have a penalty. Once you reach the age 59, you might have another milestone that gives you more freedom and flexibility with what you can do with the money that's currently in your 401k, even if you continue to work, and or if you retire, not be subject to some of those early withdrawal penalties. We look at the age of 62 and we think of the first time somebody becomes eligible to draw Social Security. And of course, with the planning work that you guys do, moving into 65 and transitioning. So some of the different time frames impact the retirement decisions. Things like when you get to the age 73, you have a required minimum distribution, and failure to do so can result in substantial penalties. So again, these areas kind of overlap each other and can kind of have a big impact. But at the end of the day, I think what everybody wants to do is they want to have the mindset and lifestyle that knows they can be financially independent, retire on the time frame that they want to do, and not worry about outliving their income. And the best way to kind of accomplish that, again, is if you are within 5 years of retirement time and you haven't sat down and looked at running the numbers to figure out, is the financial independence a possibility with your lifestyle and goals that you have, that's exactly what we can do for you, is run that retirement team action plan.
Because retirement and financial independence, they are different concepts, but you hopefully want them to coincide with each other as you're getting ready to retire. You want to make sure. And so having something like the retirement team action plan put together for you, make sure, as we say so often, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, so that you don't have to, down the line, find out that you are very much, in fact, financially dependent and you want to unretire. I think that's pretty universal, something that people want to avoid. And hopefully with proper planning, it can be avoided. Take advantage of this offer, the Retirement Team Action Plan, complimentary to you. For more information, including how to go ahead and get that started, give a call, 419-794-3030, or visit them on the website, and that is arhq.com.